Welcome to part 49 of the Kicho Wong Dong series. In this edition, we're looking at a technique known as Idan Duifrigi, also known as the 360 spinning inside to outside crescent kick. So this is a very advanced technique in our system, reserved for red belt and above. Before you even attempt to try this very difficult technique, I'd make sure you had a inside outside kick going, a spinning inside outside kicking, a jump back spinning inside outside kick, and the 360 back kick all under your belt before even attempting it. With that being said, we're going to get straight with the warm-up. The warm-up is actually very simple. With your knees, you're going to lift your one knee up and form an out to in circular knee motion, and then spin round with an in to out spinning motion. And because the leg will come all the way back, you just go back on the other leg. So you'll go left to right, then right to left, making sure you're keeping your hands up and getting your knee up as high as possible, and then building up the speed and confidence and making sure you're spinning your head. And then you can get on to hopping or jumping. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to show you a quick drill where you hold out a belt with your partner and you just jump over in this motion. I have found with my students, this gets away the fear of the jumping aspect. A lot of times with these difficult kicks, the student thinks about the kick and not the jump. But like I said, if you've done all the other kicks that I said earlier and you're proficient in them, then all you have to really think about is the jump, the setup. Very simply, have your dominant leg forward. For most people, that's going to be their right leg. So like you did in the warm-up, you're going to take off with your left knee and try and make that knee as high and fast and close to your body as possible. And then as the knee's coming round, you're going to whip your head. As you whip your head, you're going to drive that right knee up in an in-to-out motion, and at the last second, you flick the leg out into a spinning inside to outside. Now, this is easier said than done, and my advice to you is to make sure you have these tests in place first. Can you jump and land safely? Number one. Then, can you jump, land, and kick and bring the leg all the way back? Remember, it doesn't have to be your highest kick. You can kick low, you can kick middle, but if you're driving your knee up high, the kick should automatically go high as well. Make sure you're focusing on something. A target is always good, or a partner in front of you. Make sure that you're staying in line. So again, staying in line with the target, the kick, and just kick out. And I would love to say it is more complicated than that, but it's not. The problem is with these higher kicks is that they just take practice. They take practice, 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 and I cannot stress this enough of filming yourself, watching it back, and then doing it. This is the way I got better, and it's the advice I give to everyone else. So going on from that is most important to talk about the common mistakes, because these will be the things that stop you from getting your kick the way you want it. Number one problem I see is that people do not lift their knee high at all on the takeoff, and then they find they don't have enough air time to do the spin. So with that belt game that I told you earlier, a little trick is when you've got the confidence is to make the belt higher, so you have to drive your knee up higher. And again, this will take time, and it's one of the things where the video will help. Next common mistake is the kicking leg being straight. Now, don't get me wrong, you can perform this kick with a straight leg if you're very good, but it is 10 times harder and not effective for striking. So make sure it is bending and flicking out. And in a video a long time ago when I did the inside outside kick, I said that it would be important to practice like this for your basic, because when you get onto these difficult kicks, it will be hard. And then the third common mistake is people not turning their head fast enough, and they're not looking as they're kicking, and therefore they're off balance. So make sure that your head is turning faster than your kick. As I've said before in many videos, it's a corkscrew motion going around. Now, onto the tests. There are 3 tests I'm going to give you, but they're all very similar and straightforward. So the first one is line work. Can you do the kick on the line and land on the line? Here in the dojang, we're very lucky. We've got these mats, and you just stand on a line. You need to kick, go forward, and come back on the line. And when you can go all the way up the room and all the way down, you've got your test. And It is a lot more difficult than you think because you will get dizzy and you'll go from side to side. So please persevere, but it's very important to be able to kick and land on the line like a tightrope. Next drill, I've done it many times before, but it is very important to kick a target, and the best target is a paddle. But we're going to do the height game. Now, for this version, you're going to go one way and then the other way. Otherwise, you'll get very dizzy. And just see how high you can kick. And this will give you a lot of confidence with the kick, and it will teach you to drive the knee up and keep the kicking knee bent until the last possible second. And then the third and final test, and this is one that many people fail on, is being able to kick a bob-like target, not a flat wave rider because that won't be good for your leg, but something like bob where the head wobbles back and forth, and being able to kick that with your spinning in to out. And what a lot of people realize is their kick is short. Now be careful, because if you don't get the distance right, your leg will get caught on Bob's shoulder. I have done this many times before. So it's a real distance thing. Remember, the 360 in to out can be long range or short range, but it's all on how far you jump forward with the knee, not on the actual kick itself, because inside or outside kick, whether it's basic, jumping or spinning, is a close range kick. Thank you very much for watching this tutorial on the 360 inside to outside kick. It is a very difficult kick, and again, you will probably find that you get it on one side, okay, and the other side takes a while. This is normal, this happened to me as well, but keep persevering. I promise you, it's a great technique, and it is the start of much more advanced techniques to come. So please keep working on your practice. If you have any questions below, please leave in the comments, and please like and subscribe to the channel. Until next month, thanks.